Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Queuing for Steam, the show where I take a look at what games pop up on Steam's discovery queue, and I rate them based on my own opinion and biases. Okay, so let's start this. Okay, Cages. Killer is Dead, Nightmare Edition. Get ready for some seriously stylish action from renowned designer Suda51. In this exclusive version for PC, players will be slicing, dicing, and shooting as the suave executioner Modo Zappa. Prepare for the thrill of love and kill, and Killer is Dead. Um, hmm. Yeah, I've heard strange things about this because, well, obviously it's a Suda51 game. It does get really weird, apparently, especially with the gigolo mode, as they call it, where you gotta basically objectify women and get them into bed, which is, jeez. But it's a video game, so new nightmare difficulty mode, theater mode, where you can watch cutscenes, yeah, smooth operator, X-ray glasses, watching outfits, oh great, yeah. Mhm. There are some negative reviews. Okay, the public finds it mostly positive of 76% of the 1050 reviews. I don't know. I mean, it's got a really interesting visual aesthetic. The hyper stylized, like, what would you call it? It's like extreme contrast. Everything has extreme contrast. There's extreme light, extreme dark, and maybe color in between. Um, I don't know about the hacking and slashing, like actual game mode. And is this a cutscene or is this actual like gameplay? I think it's probably a cutscene, most likely. Also looking at all of these, I don't know if there is actual any gameplay in these pictures. There's no HUD to speak of unless that is an actual feature of the game. Um, Okay, let's see what negative things people are saying. If you have the dual core, don't buy this game breaking bug in chapter 3 to possibly the dual core, that's weird. Funny since two chapters and it's movie devs are going to fix it. Okay, that's not very nice when devs don't support their game and fix problems. Game is also played on PS3, but when the PC Steam keeps on crashing, the to play this game unfortunately keeps on crashing. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. The PC version has bugs and has crashing issues, so it's rather unstable. Devs don't support it that well. If you have a good computer, from dual cores, side files and game played on PS3. Action, quad core, good amount of memory. Like Suda 51. Great game but bad port. Okay, so that seems to be the general consensus of it. It's not really very good on PC. They didn't do very much to it. Um, I'm not too sure. Although $20, but it's on heavily discounted at the moment, and that's probably the only real reason to pick it up. Really, when it's on heavy discounts like it currently is. I I don't know if I can really recommend it all much. I've heard it's interesting, but it's really bizarre. Maybe, and maybe that's a reason to actually delve into it. But I'm not too familiar with it. I'm not really because this is a pseudo sequel to Killer 7. I've heard possibly, but I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what's next. Sakura Spirit. This is a anime-styled visual novel that features, I believe, some nudity in it, or maybe that's a patch version. Oh wait, there it goes. There's nudity and explicit sexual dialogue. Uh-huh. I am an anime fan myself. Although as to whether or not really, oh the boobs, God, this. Whether or not this is any good a visual novel, I'm not too sure because I virtually only played about three other visual novels. Excuse me. Okay, so Sakura Spirit, rising judo star Guchiken Takahiro has 2 weeks away from a match that would make or break his career. A championship match where the winner is then signed up to be a young national athlete for Japan. Why are there so many freaking cat girls and demon girls? What does that have to do with it? He is very determined to win. In order to fulfill his dreams, he finally represented his country for the missing rest of the description. I guess we'll never find out why there are cat girls all over the fucking place in this one. A girl with a spear and a samurai girl, a samurai schoolgirl, older man. I don't know, really. Let's just see. Oh, it's a negative review. Some kind of, go to Google, type in hentai. Oh, for fuck's sakes, yeah. Also clear history. Oh, indeed, indeed. This game is full of hackers and has unbalanced matchmaking. Yeah, joke reviews are fucking stupid. Um, Trading cards are worth it more than the game itself. This game earned mad street cred. Nope. Mom sold my credit card to buy this. Nope. Pick this up on sale for $5. Dropped a full card after fees and received and send a full card. Ah, that's quite funny. Played the original novels. Go to an actual serious review. Most of them have make choices except for story. Looking for semi-decent visual novels on Steam, consider one of the Winter Wolves or Hanako title. This title, unless you restart for overpriced fan service, you should probably pass on it. Okay, so it's very fan service heavy and it's obviously caters towards a male audience. As to whether or not the overall storyline is interesting, I have no idea. And there are lots of visual novels on Steam at the moment, and yeah, I'm not too sure. Not too sure about this one, though it's quite cheap, $10, and it's on a heavy discount at the moment. Maybe worth picking up if you're interested or a fan of anime and fan servicey type things, I'm guessing. As to why there are cat girls in it, I have no idea. Maybe worth picking up, but I don't know. I'm not too sure. Not a full price. Okay, Deponia, complete journey. Junk, even more junk. Life in the trash plant Deponia is anything but a walk in the park. No surprise that Rufus had enough of that and hatches one ludicrous plan after another to escape his bleak place. Escape his bleak. This bleak place. Okay, I can't read sometimes. Very positive. 91% of 281 user reviews. Yeah, I know of the Deponia games. They are a big point-and-click series. As to whether or not they're any good, I'm not too sure, but it has quite a nice looking cartoony, uh, cartoony art style. Some interesting expressions for characters there. Yeah, it. No, it's interesting, but I mean, is this what the complete journey and that encompasses what all of the games, all of the Deponia games, which I think available content packages overview games, bonus content. Yeah, I guess it does. It includes all of the Deponia games, which I mean, it could be quite a good playthrough. It's a complete package essentially, which is quite nice. It is usually $40, though it's on heavy discount at the moment. Can't see any negative reviews. Nothing. No negative reviews have come to the top. Oh wait, one did. This game went up and down throughout this game. It went from simple fun to obsession to hatred to Rufus. Just again, I find confusion while I think about the end. Ending. Okay, so maybe the storyline is a bit hit and miss at times throughout the games. Okay, there's another negative here. Oh no, it's the same one I was reading. Okay, so yeah, it's very positive. I mean, if you like point and clicks, this one does look rather nice, and I've heard that they are pretty good games. Although I don't know if some are worse than others. Apparently they are. Apparently. I don't understand if that means Deponia: The Complete Journey is a collection of all of the other Deponia games. Is it? I don't know what the hell that is. This one confuses me. We have to actually look at it. Browse the commentary. Voice story in full length. So I'm assuming that means unless it's actually just like a better version of the original Deponia game. Is that what it is? It doesn't include Goodbye Deponia and Chaos on Deponia, does it? I don't know. This is so stupid. Why can't I just come out and fucking tell you? I'm assuming. I can only assume. I can only assume there's this, and it's got tons of rewards. Jesus, it's a shitload of rewards. I can only assume it's the complete game, as it says, the complete journey. I'm not really into point and clicks all that much, but this one could be actually pretty good, especially at a high discount. For a complete game, yeah, I'd probably recommend it, especially when it's on discount, teens or single figures. Guilty Gear X2 hash reload. Humanity endeavored to better themselves. They created the biological marvel known as gears, originally intended to be the next step of human evolution. They were instead fitted for war and turned against their own creators. Very positive, 93% of 150 reviews is not a lot of people, but I myself have watched and played as very little bit of, watched more than I've played, essentially, but it is a very engaging 2D side scroller, and I must say, yeah, Faust is God. Faust is just fucking mental. Oh god. Yeah, it's a really good fighting game. As to whether or not there's much single player and storyline, that's just that falls by the wayside. I don't even know if it's actually translated properly from what I remember. It might be if it's available in all regions, because the last time I saw it, it was all of the single player stuff was in a visual novel type of style, and it was all in full Japanese. Yeah, yeah, and there's network play for it. So the Steam does come with a soundtrack. Yeah, the soundtrack is awesome. It's incredible. Um, I can't remember. I think Faust, in fact, just Faust had one of the better songs in the game, in my opinion, as well, which is hilarious. Um, no negative reviews that come to the top, although it is very positive. What negative things do people have to say about it? Only 10 negative reviews. Wow, and one of them is the only one. There's only one in English. Okay, there's a couple more. Enjoy, but this is nostalgia. Got the start here. Right, fixes on the Japanese version and no patches. Terrible ports. Okay. It's only four. Yeah, it does. Yeah, there's three. It isn't a widescreen version. It is maybe a mod thing. I myself enjoyed it, but there is better versions. I think Izuka is a better game probably because it has also extra characters, etc. Though it is heavily on sale at the moment. It's usually $10, but maybe pick it up when it's really low like that. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if X2 Reload was as balanced as thing, or if it is the most balanced version. I can't remember which one it was. I think Isuka wasn't balanced, and X2 is a bit more as a fighting game goes. But yeah, unless you're looking for nostalgia to replay it, or maybe to find out more about its storyline and single player, I'm not too sure. Probably Isuka might be better, or if eventually uh, port over X Third Strike might be better. Yeah, maybe if it's highly discounted. Warlocks and Shadows. Slay monsters, defeat epic bosses, collect magical gear, become a warlock and save the universe. It doesn't mention it's a side-scrolling platforming shooter. I'm assuming that's what this is. Yeah, it's a side-scrolling adventure game. It's nice of you to leave that out of the description. What the actual game is. It's an interesting 2D art style, although it's very reminiscent of Risk of Rain to a slight degree, a slightly more HD version of Risk of Rain. It's So yeah, medieval fantasy aesthetic, and possibly a dark medieval. Let's see. It's very positive, 86% of only 58 reviews, so it's fairly new. It's also early access, so they're busy putting in stuff, which might be a problem of maybe there might be not enough content to actually be really playable yet. No negative reviews come to the top. It's only 8 negative reviews as well, though. Boring. Okay, so thinking maybe similar to Siege. Characters seem very unbalanced. I like the aesthetics, challenge gameplay. Can't recommend it right now, not until a major game breaking bug is fixed. Okay, so there's a big bug. Game is bad and boring, don't buy it. Okay, so there's not enough content really at the moment. Not a great co-op crawler. Only worth $2. Ooh, ouch. Because it currently is. It's usually $14, though it's on a very minimal sale right at the moment, probably because it's just been released or been released recently. Or it's still early access. That's not really a good discount for early access. It's buying an unfinished game. I don't know. Like, it could be a thing where it has promise, but there just isn't enough content at the moment. It's just boring. Yeah, I can't really recommend it until maybe unless it goes on a really heavy sale, if it's still in early access, or if it fully releases and actually improves a lot. I can't really recommend it. Okay, Fotonica. Ever wondered what running at 140 miles per hour feels like? Fotonica is a first-person game about the thrill of speed and traveling flawlessly through complex environments. Fotonica is simple but not as easy. But not easy. It follows a tradition of arcade games that are easy to pick up and most impossible to master, but it looks like a Tron-esque wireframe runner of some kind. I mean, that's an interesting visual art style. Rather trippy and crazy, but there are other endless runners, first-person runners in out there. A good number of them are kind of on iOS devices, and really, because you don't need a lot of processing power or visual fidelity for that. And this is very minimalistic as such. Very positive, 91% of 115 user reviews. It's about it's half a year old, I guess. Well, it's under half a year. It is usually $10, though it is on a huge discount at the moment. Only $2. Maybe that might be worth it. Yeah. I mean, there's probably I don't know if there's any real. I mean, single player and multiplayer. Multiplayer is most likely a time trial against friendly ghosts and stuff. I'm going to assume. Um, yeah. Any negatives? Nope, no negative reviews. Only 10 negative reviews. Okay, too long to read. Good friends. Time waster. Yeah, 10 is not justifiable. 0.5, and I still regret it. Yeah. Okay. Remove the storyline aspect. Okay, they actually removed the storyline, added replayability. Okay, side note Steam says it's playing for 40 minutes. Okay, so there literally is no storyline to why you're this wireframe person running through a Tron wireframe world. I don't know. I mean, it could be interesting, especially huge discounts. But I think there are, in a way, better looking, more impressive looking runners out there. And even driving games. There was that early access car driving game where it's in a Tron-esque like world that would look visually more interesting and crazy high speed than this. Can't really recommend it unless it is literally like 2 or less. It may be worth a look, but I don't know. Not too sure. Shadowrun, Dragonfall, Director's Cut. Harebrained Schemes is biggest Shadowrun game to date, a definitive Shadowrun RPG experience available on PC. Now a standalone title with tons of new content and improvements. Overwhelmingly positive. 95% of the 1,127 user reviews. I own this game, and I have not sunk any time into it as of yet. It's in the normal Shadowrun game by Harebrained Schemes. What was it called? Shadowrun Reborn or something? What's it called? Shadowrun Returns. Excuse me. Um, yeah, they are really nice looking traditional CRPGs, but with the Shadowrun technological fantasy world, sci-fi fantasy. It they look really nice, and yeah, if you want to have that kind of scratch that itch before going to something like Wasteland 2 Divinity or the upcoming Pillars of Eternity, these are pretty good as such from what I've seen, and it is a nice aesthetic, nice overall look that matches the Shadowrun universe. As to whether or not that's real life or a actual like digital landscape is also kind of interesting because there's two levels of the game: the real world and the digital world when you hack, which can be quite head trippy. As such, I don't know if it's all that long though. I think there's a lot of stuff to explore. 46 negative reviews. Let's see what they have to say. No negative reviews fall to the top though. This game has more Mass Effect feel than I care for. You basically shepherd in this game, not my cup of tea. Well, to some people that might not actually be a bad thing. I would love Dark Casino, so many bugs. Okay, maybe those will get addressed. Okay, pros and cons. Balance is still feeling frustrating. Maybe that's because you don't know how to do CRPGs. Decking is not very in depth and there's clear instruction of developers. Auto-save feature, one-time option is amazing, except when it saves and transitions, meaning you have to replay the entire level, something goes bad at the end. Oh, so no saves coming, really. Game gives you the impression it's almost over when you're 4 hours in the mission. Okay, so maybe it's not that long, which is a problem. Okay, bad. Near linear. Yeah, there's not much exploration from what I've heard. Combat's not challenging for AI. It's too short. Not enough items to discover, not enough RPG, no replayability. But single player of Shadowrun. There also isn't any multiplayer, but it does include level editing and some modding capabilities from what I hear. Yeah, also if you don't like reading, it's also a bit hard apparently. I myself need to sink some time into this, but I am kind of a fan of the original CRPG, though I haven't really played a whole lot of, like I've said in a um, previous queuing for Steam. I don't know. I like it. I like the overall aesthetic. I need to just sink more hours into it and really give a final contemplation of the title. It's and its prequel or first game. Yeah, but I would recommend it. It's pretty good. Though maybe $14 or $15, excuse me, is possibly too much. Maybe a bit lower in single figures possibly might be better. But yeah, I do like. I'll need to play it. Sky Gamblers Storm Raiders. This is the ultimate World War II air combat game. I don't think so. You'll participate in visceral dogfights, protect cities and fleets, bomb enemy structures, and even fly through tunnels. Everything is set up in accurately recreated real-life locations like Pearl Harbor, coast of Dover, Midway, Germany, and France. Okay, you give an actual locations there, and then you just give the generic Germany and France afterwards. That's not really very accurate. I have seen this played, and the gigantic buttons make me believe it is a iOS game. I'm not too sure, especially when you've got stuff like the really impressive, although free to play, and some people argue pay to win game War Thunder, which I myself enjoy quite a bit. I don't know about this. I mean, all advertising nonsense. That's the end game, which is 4x3 for some reason. Well, 4x3 because obviously it's from a iOS device. It also looks dated. It looks really dated. Like this is from like 2003 or the early 2000s. It just does not look very appealing, visually appealing. And some screenshots of the main menu. That's the thing. Yeah, because look at that. It really does not look appealing to me. That plane. It just looks kind of low res. Although, let's see, very positive. 86% of 51 reviews is hardly any people playing it or loading it. It's released fairly earlier this year. It is usually $10, so it's on a heavy sale at the moment. Whether or not $3.40 is really worth it, I'm not even sure. Especially when you can basically play War Thunder for free. You literally don't have to spend anything on that, and it can be somewhat enjoyable, though it is a bit of a grind fest at times. Some negative reviews as well at the top. One of the worst games I have seen. What is this game? It is a mobile game. It's for the PC. Yeah. Mind you, this game is 0.99 cents on the iStore. Okay, this company has balls. Yeah, to add $8 to the game. Okay, virtually don't get it on Steam if it's that much on the iStore, and you have an iPad or a tablet device. I was on here. They look at flight simulators and looking at sky simulators and especially game I like that to check out the trailer. Shocks how much better the graphics compared to the iOS version. And the iOS version is worse than this. Ooh god. Is more especially if I say I was wrong when I played the first time I noticed that everything is exactly the same character on iOS. Okay, so it was a misleading trailer. Yeah, this game is junk. I literally cannot recommend this when something like War Thunder exists on the same platform for free, basically. No, I just can't. Alright, iRacing. Okay. You are the world's premier motorsports racing simulation / game. What? You are the world's premier motorsports racing simulation / game. You. No, we are. We are the world's. No, that's a bit outlandish too. It's arrogant to say that. An iRacing.com membership provides entry into the newest form of competitive motorsports, internet racing. Internet racing is fun, easy, and interesting way to race fans, sim racers, and gamers like to enjoy the thrill of the racetrack. There's probably more description, but it actually ends off right there quite nicely. Okay, why are none of the actual things loading? Yeah, that's fairly good high-res pictures. As to whether or not that's actually in game, I have no idea. It could just be pre-rendered. That could possibly be actual gameplay. I mean, there's enough of a HUD there in a way and stuff, but I feel like a lot of these are actually bull shots. Especially when someone even load. Nice. Come on. They can't be that high res, really. Okay, fuck it. Very positive. 88% of the only 88 user reviews. It is a good couple of months old, so it's not very popular. You have to buy a subscription. Ah. $11 is the cheapest, or no, $12. Excuse me. This is probably never going to go on sale either. So it says save the thing, but I think I've already described how I hate the idea of subscription games. They literally grate my nerves. You having to repay for a game over and over and over. It's just a money drain. It's literally leeching money out of you. Although you could say it's the fun of the company and to keep servers running and stuff like that, but then personally I believe you built your game wrong. If there are other games out there that can do it without having a subscription fee, you can race against multiple other people. a la Trackmania, basically. I just don't get it. I don't know. I can't even recommend it. Negative reviews. Let's just double check. Best microtransactions. Yeah, microtransactions. Yeah. It's internal for me. I hate subscription schemes. This game is basically zero Steam integration. You need to register a separate company and launch a 3 web browser. Okay, so there's no point in it even really being here on Steam. I guess it's experiments for having subscription-based games on Steam. But nope, no thank you. It's probably why there's so many few reviews. Grim Fandango Remastered. One of the most acclaimed adventure games of all time is now back, better than ever. Grim Fandango Remastered has all the beautiful art and engaging story fans remember, but all that has also been remastered to look, sound, and control even better than the award-winning original release. Very positive, 89% of the 681 reviews. I myself, I own the old version, and I loved this game when it first came out. Though, like a lot of other adventure pointy clicky kind, because this isn't exactly a point and click. You control the character around, press enter, a la Resident Evil or early Resident Evil style games, the tank kind of controls. You go around and you examine things and stand in front of them and stuff like that. And I really quite like the game, although they haven't actually changed the. It's still running in a 4:3 resolution, but they've got this kind of Art Deco style border around the sides, just so it fills the rest of the screen, which is kind of but meh. It's kind of silly, though it is a really nice story, I must say. And the one other thing I was going to get to, but I got sidetracked, is the puzzles in it are a bit brain-bogglingly, mind-numbingly damaging to find out that there are some of the really weird ones. But I mean, I had to look at a review, a walkthrough once or twice on the original to get through it, so I don't know if they've really changed any of that to make it easier, but probably not. Most likely half of the draw of these games is how mind-boggling the puzzles are. It is not on sale, although it is $15, which I say might be quite good. There's also a video series of it, how they remastered it, which I myself actually probably would like to take a look at. I need to actually remember that's here, and I need to watch that. Yep. There was some negative reviews I saw. Let's see, what was that? Specs are way too high for a nearly 17-year-old game with a few new textures changed. I would really like to play this game, but it's broken. Fix your game. Well, what's broken? Please explain. Context would be nice to hear, or demands. Okay, there's nothing else. Amazing, genius, funny, 20 years old, humor, yeah, it's really good. I mean, especially if you haven't played the original. This is literally the only way you can actually get this game anymore, other than hunting down a boxed copy, which is, yeah, quite hard, I must say. I mean, I had to actually hunt down a boxed copy years ago to get this thing. It literally disappeared off shelves and stuff. I found it in a second-hand store. It was fairly well intact and stuff. It was really quite a nice find. But yeah, as to whether or not this remaster is any good. Let's see. Negative. Great game for remaster. Dialogue options disappear. Okay, there is some problems. Played the original game or the Automgo. Game itself can't be better, but the remaster seems to be a cheap one. Okay, so it isn't as good a remaster as, let's say, Homeworld is. That one is just, they almost rebuilt the entire freaking game from the scratch almost. New special feature making every damn body light up part of Christmas tree. Okay, so there's some features that allow you to use the original rendering, and there's also stuff that makes it easier, highlights objects and stuff. The original terms of rendering resolution all the way down to the original. Oh gosh, that looks pixelated horribly. Great game, cash grab edition. I don't know, because literally there's people who haven't experienced this game and how good the storyline is, and just how this really nice thing, and there's no other way to get it. So I don't know. I'll have to actually pick it up myself sometime, possibly when it's on sale, because I usually kind of like to do that. I mean, $14 is nice, but it's not the Homeworld's remastered edition level of HD or remastering. Yeah, probably wait till it's like lower, either 10 or in single figures myself. Yeah, that pretty much is it. Oh, CryEngine. Mixed. Wow. The engine is getting mixed reviews. I am not really going to talk much about software because I'm not going to buy CryEngine. I'm not going to build a game with it or anything like that. It's also on a subscription plan, which is kind of crap, considering Unreal is going free, which is crazy from what I've heard. I mean, especially if you go to that Unreal thing and get a free version of their engine and literally don't release a game with it. I wonder what they do then. I mean, do they charge you then? Do they start a monthly subscription fee if you don't release a game within a certain amount of time? Or can you just freely have it for all eternity and never release a game? And if you release the game for free as well, because their subscription was they take like 5 or 10% of. Yeah, I don't know about software. I'm not going to recommend it, or I'm never going to use it myself. Okay, Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. Ooh boy. Dark Souls will be the most deeply challenging game you play this year. Oh, I don't know about that. Can you live through a million deaths and earn your legacy? Very positive. 88% of the 28,000 or so reviews. I'm not so sure about that. I've tried to play Dark Souls and I don't like it. But that's not because it's difficult or because of the visual aesthetic or anything. I think it looks an amazing game for the way it is and everything like that. But my biggest problem is its control system is fucking terrible. It's just garbage. It handles like they couldn't even bother to finish the game essentially, or they couldn't polish it enough. I mean, I could tell you one of the things about medieval fantasy is I'm a bit of a lug nut of that. I like to play the character clad heavy in armor, wielding a sword bigger than their own body. And yeah, I know those kinds of characters will probably be clunky and heavy and won't be very agile. And I started off doing that in this game. I made a knight and running around double-handing swords and stuff, and then parrying a little bit, and it felt horrible. And it was like worse than the Resident Evil's tank controls, I swear. And then the free floating camera going around the player is annoying as fuck. You get so disorientated. Like, I don't know why you can't just have one that's locked to the back of the character's torso and you look around, like the Bungie game Oni. That was a fucking amazing third person action game. I don't know why they couldn't have done it with this. It's so awful feeling. And yeah, I'm playing with the tanky character, and it feels horrible. And I'm like, oh, this feels too stiff and too thing. So I re-roll another character, thinking, oh, okay, a rogue wearing leather armor. He should be agile, nimble, and dodge around. I get in, and I still feel like I'm driving a fucking tank. It's so stupid. I hate it. I hate it for that reason and that reason only. It just feels terrible to play. But there are many others who will argue strongly against what I feel, and that's a part of it. But after watching other people do playthroughs of the game and realizing it is largely unfinished, From Software largely couldn't finish the game because of either time constraints, budget constraints, or just ineptitude, sheer ineptitude. At least in my opinion, of the control system. It just feels bad to play, in my opinion. And they could have made such a better game with it. It would make such a better game if it had like a Oni-styled control system. I don't know. It's a very bad PC port. You need like mods and stuff from PC Gaming Wiki just to get a decent frame rate and to remap controls and remap the controls into something that actually makes goddamn sense. Best app, and then the PvP is all bulked up as well. It's another thing I fucking hate. It's kind of crap. Tail cutting simulator, ha ha ha. Yeah, funny reviews, funny reviews. Is there any negative? Nope, nope. Yeah, guess what I'm not gonna do? Not gonna care about this game because it's not for me. It's just not the type of game I would play because it's badly made. Okay, and we finished this episode. So, okay, I might get some flack for that last one, but whatever. I don't care. And because no one watches these videos anyway. Okay, well then, see you next time.